Hey guys, it's Melanie. As promised, here is Bath and Body Works review number 2 of the day. This is obviously the Bath and Body Works Mary Madeleine cookie, which is new. I'm pretty sure that this is brand new. I know that I have never smelled this particular scent before, and when it comes to gourmand candles, I get my hands on all of those, especially from Bath and Body Works. So, yeah, I have never personally smelled this one before, so I think this is brand new. Normally, I obviously have these candles lit, and I was gonna do that, but decided against it because I wanted to show you guys the inside of the candle after finishing my last burn yesterday. So you can see here I'm at the halfway point of the candle. So right here on this little like the little bow on the bell, you can see that there's like just some wax right there, and then above that we're at the halfway point. So my family is downstairs right now, so I figured it would be better to film in here. The lighting's a little bit better in here as well, so that you'll be able to see what my issue is with this candle. And I'm really sorry to say that I think that the ones that I have left are probably going to end up in the candle crock, which is so disappointing because, quite frankly, the sweet cranberry pie, which you will have seen a review for earlier today, burned like a champ. I mean, the whole way down, it was perfect. No sooting, no issues with the wicks really, like just a great, fantastic burn. Not so much the case with this one. But before we get into the burn stuff, I do want to talk about the fragrance itself because it's amazing, you guys. I do really think that this is a new scent to Bath and Body Works. I can't remember, at least since I would say 2011, ever smelling anything quite similar to this. I certainly love the Mary cookie, and I originally thought that this might be a repackage with a slight twist of Mary cookie, but I do think that this is different. I think it's very unique. I think it's absolutely delicious. So the scent notes on the bottom read baked Madeleine cookie, spiced almond, sweet orange, and toasted coconut. And I have to say that for the most part, that's actually a very, very accurate description of what you're going to smell here. With the exception of the toasted coconut, my nose doesn't really get that toasted coconut, although I thought that might be a delicious addition. What I get from this are like kind of the same cookie notes that you get in Mary cookie. There's definitely a butteriness to this. I do think it actually smells very close to a Madeleine cookie. Sometimes when Stella and I treat ourselves to some Starbucks, she gets a cake pop and I get their little packages of the Madeleine cookies that they have. I love those things. Honestly, I love cookies, period. But just basic cookies like Madeleine's or just like sugar cookies are some of my favorites. Just love them. So what you get here is that kind of buttery, delicious Madeleine cookie base with an orange glaze, like powdered sugared glaze that's infused with some orange. I would also say it's very similar to the glaze that you get in the how Pillsbury has those cinnamon rolls that you can make at home that are similar to kind of like the Cinnabon ones, but with the addition of like the orange essence in the glaze that you put on top. Like that's really the smell that you're getting here. Unfortunately, to me, the coconut is not detectable, although I really think that would be delicious to like sprinkle that on top. And in terms of the spiced almond, there is definitely an almond to this for sure. It's not like a cherry almond at all. It is just straight up almost like almond meal. If you've ever used almond meal to bake with, that kind of nutty, delicious note is definitely in here for sure. I've never made Madeleines myself, so I don't know exactly what the recipe entails. I've only eaten them at Starbucks, but they're delicious. I don't know if almond meal is used in those. Could be. Again, I'm not your baking expert here, but I do know that this particular blend is absolute perfection in terms of the fragrance itself. Now, with all of that wonderful, I love this smell information, I do want to warn you guys that the first couple of burns of this one were pretty good. Like, not really any issues at all. However, yesterday, when I went to go and check on this candle, because I had it downstairs in my entryway. I first had it in the kitchen, then I moved it to the entryway. It does amazing in my entryway. It got a little bit lost in the kitchen. We'll talk about strength and throw here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys what I noticed. Oh, do you see this? What is happening here? I immediately blew it out. She was sooting like a beast, and that is a big no-no in my house. If you've been following me for a while, you know of my journey of repainting this entire 4,000 square foot house. Not cheap. We have really high ceilings here. It was very expensive to repaint this entire house, and we have now done every single room. I cannot have this happening in this house. There's no way. I used to let candles soot in the old house, and let me tell you, that was also expensive to repaint, except I had to do that myself. And there's no way. There's just no way that I'm gonna let a candle keep going when it performs like this. And it really was only at that last burn that it started doing this. Now, the entryway is not drafty. All other candles that I've ever put there do fine. Like there are no crazy air drafts or anything to cause the candle to do this other than just its own situation. So, I mean, there's like dark soot all around the edge. So I don't know what happened here, guys. This did not, and I repeat, did not happen with the sweet cranberry pie at all. I don't know if this is because this has that kind of vanilla base and maybe it was burning too hot. I only had it lit for just about 3 hours. And that is the amount of time that I typically now light all of my candles for, typically anywhere from 4 hours max for sure. I find that at 4 hours, no matter what the candle, they do start to kind of smoke a little bit at that point. And I think that's why there's instruction on most candles to not burn them beyond like 3 or 4 hours. Like you're just kind of asking for trouble at that point. So this was a huge disappointment, you guys. The strength and the throw of this one were actually pretty decent. Again, it got a little lost in the kitchen, but that isn't exactly the best area of my house for burning. When I had it in the entryway, it was a nice solid like 6 in terms of strength. And the throw was more of like a 7, 7.5. But again, I think that's largely due to the fact that that is where my fragrance vortex is in this particular house. No matter what candle I have there, for the most part, it will pick up the scent and just sort of circulate it throughout the downstairs as well as the upstairs of the house. So good strength and throw. But yeah, this one, I can't justify continuing to burn this. Now, that being said, I'm not going to return the other ones because I love the scent, but they are going to end up going in my candle crock, I feel like. What I may do is, I do have a couple backups here. What I may do is take this new one, burn it for maybe like a couple of hours each, and see if it does it at like 2-hour increments as well. Because again, this was no more than 3 hours here, and this is what it did, and that's outrageous. Now you can see I haven't trimmed the wicks. Those are how the wicks ended up. So this one is not forming mushroom tops at all. I can just go ahead and light it up. I'm not going to, but you totally could. But yeah, the wicks aren't an issue. The flames were not too high, not too low. It's not like, it's not like the size of the flames were an issue. I don't know what is, but all I know is she's not getting burned anymore, at least this one right here. So I'll do a test with this one. And when I do my home fragrance wrap up for next Saturday, I will update you guys and let you know how this one does with just burning 2 hours at a time. But obviously 3, a little bit too much here. So let me know if you picked up Mary Madeleine cookie and what your experience is with this one. Like I said, the sweet cranberry pie, not a problem. This, huge problem. So I wish I could link this for you if you wanted to buy it. But as we all know, the candle sale that they are having this year just completely wiped out the website, which is insane. They are still having the sale as of today in store. Not that I'm encouraging people to run to your mall to get these candles. I just don't think it's worth it right now, but obviously do that at your own discretion. But for this one, I would say maybe be kind of careful and make sure you have a candle crock on hand. If you don't know what a candle crock is, I will link my Candle Crock 101 video down below, and I will link a nice neutral candle crock option if you would still like to get this candle, but crock it instead of burning it. So check out the description box for that information. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today. Thanks for putting up with these multiple videos on a Sunday, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.